In this video, we are going to be talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, and these are the tips that I want to share with you guys, and really important tips that you should know. If you're having a hard time getting killed or stuck on some bosses, I have a tip for you. The difficulty of this game keeps climbing with every bosses you face. It's always a good idea to be ready into your next fight, and if you don't upgrade weapon or armor fully before you're moving on, you will have a hard time on that. It is always a good idea to go back and farm the last boss that you just killed. You can do that by talking to Alma, open the quest board, and then click on optional quests. I just killed this guy last time, so I want to get stronger, so I just press on here and then go for accept and depart quick start. And after that, you will just be on your way. When you go in the world and you loot some stuff, you can always just use your slingshot to loot the stuff from far away. It's really easy to do that. It's always autocraft when you loot items. This mechanic saves you a ton of times. So keep on looting, and if you can't loot, just send it to the stock, you know. Don't forget to eat food before you go out, because if you don't do that, you're gonna have a hard time. Your health or your stamina might be low, and you will probably die really easy. So be sure to eat before you go out. It is really important, and you can just do that in your tent by choosing the just grill the meat. And one last thing before you go out too is to restock your potions. Potions are really important for you to have in a fight. You will get hit. You will always get hit. It is really hard to dodge every attack from the monsters, especially when you're new to the monster. You don't know their moves, you don't know anything, so it's always good ideas to just restock the potion. And let's talk about the crafting item. Crafting item is really important too. So in every bosses, you can read about them, what their weaknesses is, and what are they weak against, and what are they strong against. Let's say a pinnacle of the pack, and I can read about this monster. It's a recommended elemental attack like fire and thunder. So these are the weakness. These are the status that they are weak against. So like poison, sleep, paralysis, and so on. So you can just go to the assignment and then just read about them. So same goes with the elemental damage on weapons. Elemental damage on weapons that Gem are gonna craft for you is really important. Elemental damage can weaken monsters, but it depends on the monster's weaknesses. If the monster is highly weak to a certain element, repeated elemental attack can stack it more often, break parts faster, or even cause special attacks like fire making some monster flint or ice slowing them down. Elemental damage itself does not debuff monsters directly like status effect. And about affinity, and if you don't know what affinity is basically critical hit chance. A positive affinity percentage increases the chance of landing critical hits, which deals 25 more damage. It's really good. A negative affinity percent means your attack has chance to deal less damage, basically. Let's talk about charm a little bit. You will unlock charm around chapter 2. So be sure to craft charm for a boost defense, like resistance defenses. And there's also a good charm that called blessing charm. This blessing charm is really good. Blessing charm gives you a divine status. When you get hit, you have a chance to take less damage. In this case, the charm is level 1 for me, so I would take 15% damage less. And the level 2, 30% damage less, and level 3, 50% damage less. It's really good to just see what the monster does for elemental damage, and then craft that charm to go for the resistance if you die often. If you die to that monster, come back home and then craft the charm that are good resistance against that element. You can also switch to the armor against that monster that you go up against. This monster does thunder damage, so you come home if you die, and then you just switch to that armor that has lightning resistance, basically. Like I said before, it's a good idea to just go and farm the monster that you just killed before that, so you are ready to kill the next monster. And there's also one thing that you should do, is that use your mount more often. Like, you can flee from bosses' attack by pressing the mount, and the mounts will just come to you and take you away. It is really efficient to do that right now, and maybe they will nerf later, who knows. This mechanic is kind of broken. Hold up, don't skip the side mission. I know it seems like a grind that you have to do a side mission, but the side mission is a go ticket for you to have a really epic loot. The more loot you have, the better you can survive, the more craft you can do, the more potential you can have, you know. So it's always good to do the side quests. And there's one more thing that I almost forget to talk about, and is vulnerability. Vulnerability on a monster is a key for you to take them down easily. What I do is that when I hit the monster a couple times, and then I go focus mode to see if there's any wound on them, and if I see that, then I would just go and try to hit that wound by pressing L2 and R1 and just aim on that. Yeah, that's how you wound the monsters. Be sure to check if there's some wounds that monster have after you hit them a couple times, and you can take them down much more easier than just hitting them normally. And that's it. That's short tips for you guys before I continue my gameplay. And I've been playing roughly 10 hours now, and holy shit, I can't stop. And yeah, I will be doing more guys about this when I play the game through. And yeah, leave a like and subscribe for more tips like this. So see you guys in the next video. See ya.